Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday the 29th of 2022. It was a match day today, the last match day of the year 2022, and it was a home game. And we drew 0-0 with Bristol City. Very disappointing. We didn't have a shot on target. We had to defend very, very well. We got very lucky at the back. They had a point chance which could have went in and would have led to us losing that game. We defended very, very well and got very lucky, and we were toothless up front. Again, for the third home game in a row. The whole game 0-0. Wigan game 1-1. Now this game 0-0. So let's get into the match report from the Southwark News.co.uk. So Millwall ended 2022 with a goalless draw at home to struggling Bristol City. Two sides traded blows in the first half, with Andres Vogelsammer's powerful volley closest that he ever came to taking the lead before the break. The Romans created the better chances after half-time, but George Long was able to deny their front line throughout, while Andres Weimann missed a golden chance to score with just over 10 minutes to play. That's the one I was talking about. It looked like it was a little dink over the top of the line of the defenders, and it looked like Cooper and Hutchinson were like, oh, well, that's offside, isn't it? That's offside, but no. It's Callum Stiles on the left was playing them on the side, so that would have been a goal if it would have went in. Both sides huffed and puffed in the final stages, but Garrett's ended the year with a disappointing stalemate in SE16. Match details. As the ball bounced between the two penalty boxes in the opening stages of the game, the first chance fell Millwall's way for a free kick when George Hubble was brought down around 30 yards out, and at 6 minutes Simon Fleming stepped up, looking to score his second free kick goal of the campaign, but his knuckleball effort fizzed well over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. The visitors started to come to life after a cagey start, with Tommy Conway and Antoine Simonia firing wide of the target inside the opening 20 minutes. 1 minute later, Murray Wallace looked to line up a repeat of his deflected effort against Bromby, cutting inside and ultimately blasting shots over the bar. Yes, Murray Wallace was our most attacking threat. He had 3 shots in this game. None of them on target, because no Millwall player had a shot on target. But yeah, Murray Wallace was our most attacking player. Mill turned the tide and forced some great chances shortly before the half-hour mark. First of which saw Tom Bradshaw heading Tyler Very's powerful cross miles off the target. The second ended with George Saville firing a rebounded effort over the bar to end the move. Bristol City, on the other hand, started going directly in their corner from the long ball towards Semenyo, which Bradshaw cleared out of the box. However, the best chance of the entire half came 4 minutes before the break when Andres Vogelsammer volleyed a powerful deflected effort at goal from Fleming's long throw, cracking crossbar. Indeed, Vogelsammer again hitting the woodwork. He loves hitting the woodwork, does he not? The second half played out similar to the first, with few chances for either side. 5 minutes in, following a period of sustained possession for the visitors, Andres Weimann was playing into the box down the right side, but his low shot was easily held by George Long. The Robins came again, this time with Semenyo, who continued to terrorise the Millwall back, and he turned and fired his first ever well over the bar in the 54th minute, while Jake Cooper had to deny him a clear goal scoring opportunity with a superb tackle just 10 minutes later. They had to defend down the other end soon after as the Lions caught them out with a short corner routine. Billy Mitchell's lob ball was met by the head of Wallace, who flicked an effort at goal that was deflected out for a second corner, which they failed to capitalise on. With so few chances, Alex Scott had a big chance to win the game. 18 minutes left to play. He wriggled through on goal before curling tame effort into the palms of Long, keeping the scores level. If that was a big chance, Semenyo's was simply colossal. A mix-up at the back played the striker clean and through on goal, but Long rushed out just in time to push the ball away. Semenyo actually kicked that. Semenyo shot that at Long. Long just stood there and blocked it. He was shot straight at him. So that's not entirely accurate. Well, with 10 minutes left to play, the Austrian was in spotlight once again after he picked up a free kick in the box of the old goal to Haymat. He somehow fired wide of the post, easing the pressure on Rowett's men. It was the last real chance of the game, despite both sides pushing forwards late on, much to the frustration of the Millwall fans inside the den on a cold Thursday evening. Takeaways, Mill's consistency. Where is it? Millwall really struggled to win consecutive games. Aside from their impressive run in October, the Lions really struggled to put runs together. Feels like they can get themselves pumped up when they face the big teams, but that energy and intensity isn't there when they face sides at the bottom end of the table. Rout will need to sort that out before Rotherham on Sunday afternoon. Tyler Burry dilemma. Burry certainly didn't have an easy time against Bristol City. The forward didn't seem switched on when Millwall were out of possession, lacking energy and intensity. On the ball, he didn't quite have it in him to carve open the Robins' back line. There's a huge contrast compared to his performances off the bench, which have often been superb this season. Rout needs to figure out how to get the best out of him from the start. Muzz's statement returning. In a night full of underwhelming performances, Wallace was impressive against Bristol City. He comes after a poor run of form since returning from injury, one which saw him criticised regularly. Today he was excellent, marshalling a vibrant right side and coming in with a number of strong challenges to shut out the visitors' front line. Indeed, he was, like I said, we had to defend quite well, and he was the main attacking threat going forward. Right, so what I want to talk about here is lacking energy and intensity. He's saying that about Tyler Burry, but that was basically the whole team. And we're going to get into that in a minute. Right now, well, we're going to get into that right now because here's the team. I'm going to go to the Millwall match report to get the team because they actually have the substitutes, and we'll see when they were made. Now, this is what I was worried about, and I mentioned it a couple of days ago in a video. For some god-forsaken unknown reason, Mr. Gary Rowett did not make any changes in the team. And I knew he was going to do that. I said he was going to do that. And I said he should not do that. We played on Monday. We had 2 days off, and then we played on Thursday. Do not play the same team twice. Even if they played the best game of their lives at Watford, do not play the exact same team 2 days later. Do not do it. Do not do it. He made one change in the whole squad, and that was Styles on the bench for Evans. And he played the exact same starting lineup. And, of course, what we saw is what I expected that would happen, is that we played, where is it? Lacking energy and intensity. Of course. Of course. How can they play 2 games in 4 days? And now we've got another 2 days off, and then we play on Sunday. And he's going to make the changes now because, they were so bad against Bristol City. Like, bro, Mr. Gary Rowett, what the fuck are you doing? Can you not see? Because he's done this before. And then he moans at the players. Bro, change the starting 11. Bristol City, similar position to us. You don't have to. You know how many changes they made ahead of the game today? 3. They made 3 changes. And if you look here, you can see they only made 1 substitution. So they were quite happy with the way they're playing. They just wanted a little tweak. That's all. Whereas with us, wholesale changes in the substitutes because everyone was absolutely fucking slammed at the end of that game. They were absolutely knackered. Boggle-Sammer knackered. Bradshaw knackered. Fleming knackered. Tyler Burry as well. All of them. They were fucked. And the team was Long, Hutchinson, Cooper, McNamara, Wallace, Saville, Fleming, Burry, Mitchell, Boggle-Sammer, and Bradshaw. And the subs, when they came way too late, how you don't make any changes at half time after that first half display that did nothing. The first one, 60 minutes, Styles on for Burry, which is your typical by the numbers manager for dummies. Oh, when do you make a substitution? Well, around the hour mark, actually, sir. Like, bruh, if it's shit, it's gonna be shit. It's not gonna get any better it's shit because they're tired. You taking them in for a cup of tea at half time is not gonna do anything. Make the changes at half time. You should have made the changes before the game. And not wholesale, just 3. Bristol City made 3 changes. Going through the leagues, if I bothered to check and see how many other teams made changes, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 1, 2 or 3. Maybe 4. They're not going to go crazy, but they will make changes. But no, we play the same team in a row, 2 games in a row, 2 games in 4 days. The same exact starting 11. And then we got a Phobie on 78 minutes coming on for Bradshaw. We got Honeyman on 79 minutes coming on for Summer. We got Shackleton on 79 minutes coming on for Saville. And the unused subs were Cresswell, Biakovsky, and Essay. So there you go. Crowd of 14,814 with 1,122 away fans. Weirdly, for some reason they were put in the upper tier. I don't know why they did that. Normally they've been keeping them in the bottom, in the lower tier. Maybe they changed their mind now and they're going to let them go up in the upper. I don't know. Maybe it's just for them because they're like they haven't been in trouble. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, I absolutely knew they would do that. They would play the same team, even though there was a 2-day break because of how well they played at Watford. So, bro, that's not how it fucking goes, man. You need to make some changes. So let's see what he has to say. Gary Rowett reacts as Millwall play out goalless draw at home to Bristol City. This is from southernnews.co.uk. The Lions failed to muster a shot on target in the final match of 2022. Gary Rowett was frustrated by his side's performance in the final third as they slumped to a 0-0 draw against Bristol City at the Den. The Lions had a couple of good chances to score in the first, most notably Andres Vogelsammer's effort, which cracked the crossbar 4 minutes before the break. However, the visitors created the better opportunities after half-time, and were unlucky not to find the back of the net, leaving Rowett impressed with their performance. "I thought they were well organised," he said after the game. "A 5-3-2. They played with 5 defenders across the back. I thought they pressed us well at times and made it very difficult to play through them. Sometimes that's what happens when you're a team that needs a result. You up your performance level and play with a little bit more energy. Or maybe it's because they changed 3 players from the game that they played 2 days ago. Maybe it's that. I think the disappointing bit for us is that after the Watford game, you can just play with a little bit more confidence. We're not the sort of team that can easily play through teams. It's not that what we are. We just huffed and puffed a little bit. Found it very difficult to make that last quality pass. But every time we got into the final third, it just seemed like either there were too many bodies in the box defensively, and we didn't quite get enough numbers in there, or the last little action wasn't consistent enough and not with enough quality." "Oh, you mean there weren't enough players running up to join in the attacking? Because you think maybe they were a bit fatigued after playing 2 days ago?" "I think we created a couple of chances. Bradder's header in the first half, bogey strike. The defender does really well to deflect onto the bar. It's a brilliant strike. Then they had a couple of chances where Longy makes a good save from Simanga and Wyman. Old player of mine. He doesn't usually miss from there. I haven't seen it back, but he just screws it wide. We were waiting for the offside flag, but it didn't come, so we got away with that a little bit." Yeah, we got away with that. We got away with a 0-0 draw at home to Bristol City. And like I said, this is now 3 games in a row where we've played shit teams at home and we've got draws. We've got draws. We were losing against Wigan and came back and got 1-1. It was 0-0 against Hull when they had a man centre. And the game today where we should have lost. We got the same story from the South London Press, londonnewsonline.co.uk. I think it's the same. There might be a bit extra. There is just a little bit extra. Millwall had more possession, 58%, and more shots, 9, than the visitors to the Den on Thursday evening, but could not find the way past Nigel Pearson's side. I thought they were all well organised, said Rowett. And then he goes on to the blah, blah, blah. Okay, we've heard that. Yeah, that's what we just said. Same thing, but just from the South London Press. So let's hear from the Bristol City manager, Nigel Pearson, old salty dog. These old managers, they seem to have Rowett's number, Tony Mowbray. These well-seasoned, proper old-school managers, they seem to do well against Rowett. I don't know if it's just I'm imagining it, but I seem to think that these are like old names that you know. They do very well against Rowett, like Warnock and Pearson and Mowbray, managers like that. They don't get turned over by Rowett at times. So Bristol City boss Pearson reacts to tough Millwall goalless draw. Bristol City boss Nigel Pearson said he had a lot of respect for Millwall and 0-0 draw again on Thursday evening. The Lions had moments through the contest. Millwall had more possession and more shots, but failed to register a shot on target during the 90 minutes. The Robins lost 2-0 to West Brom on Boxing Day. Pearson said, I don't know about we deserved, but it was a very hard-fought game. Both sides had opportunities. We showed the right characteristics today. We needed a response after Boxing Day, but the players did well today. This is one game. It's important now the players recognise this is the level of application that we need. We defended very well as a team. We showed promise going forward. It was a tough game. We defended set plays very well. On another day, we could come away with 3 points, but both sides could point out promising moments. Not really. They are direct, but they have some good footballers as well. When they get into the attacking half, they may go forward from back to front quickly, but they still got some decent footballers. Their identity suits the players that they have. They've got physicality and play with a good tempo, so I have a lot of respect. See? You see how gracious he is? You know why he's so gracious? Because he knows they were the better team. He knows, like, they got that we were lucky. Because that's what gracious, when managers speak graciously like that in the post match, it's because they know that they were better. And they can just go, oh yeah, no, they were really good as well, you know. So let's have a look and see where we are now. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, but like I say, you look at this table, it's absolutely insane. We've got the two teams at the top on 50 points, and then there's a drop off now. There is a golfing class between the top two and everyone else is just scrambling over each other, snakes and ladders. It's, what would you call it? I don't know. There is a saying like two bald men fighting over a comb. I think this is like 10 bald men fighting over 3 combs, which is the 3 playoff places. So Luton beat QPR 3-0 away today, earlier 6 o'clock. So they jumped up, and then you got Middlesbrough beat Blackburn away. Blackburn in third, who have lost 4 of their last 6 games, including today's defeat at home to Middlesbrough, who then jump up, and you've got Sunderland, who were way below us before they beat us 3-0 and jumped up. They're now in 4th after beating Wigan 4-1 away. The Wigan that we struggled to draw 1-1 with a couple of weeks ago. and they're now on 37 points. We're on 36. There is a 3 point gap covering 4th to 14th. We dropped down to 8th. You can see, yeah. And now we play Rotherham at home. A Rotherham that has won one game in the last 6, lost 3 of them, drawn 2. But you can look and see they're 1 point below Bristol City, the team that we played today and struggled, didn't even have a shot on target. So how you can say with a straight face that, well, we're gonna beat Rotherham, maybe not. I'm not too sure about that. After today's performance, I'm not too sure about that. But the thing will be now, Rowett will probably make 3 or 4 changes, which he should have made before today's kickoff. And I think it goes deeper than that. I think there's this new formation that we got. It's probably not working at home. If I'm going to be honest, we struggled against West Brom. They had a player sent off, and we just managed to win at the end. You've seen the last 3 games against Hull, Wigan, and now Bristol City. I don't think this formation's working at home. It seems to be doing pretty well away from home. So I think Mr. Garrett needs to have a look and see, and have a look at changing it and changing it up, because it's not really working. If teams are playing a lot deeper defensively, if they pack the middle of the defence around D to try and stop us getting in behind them, maybe playing 4-2-3-1 isn't the way to go. Maybe play 4-3-3 with 2 dropping down, one of those being Fleming and maybe Bradshaw as well, and then having Phobie as the point man. Then that will give you a reason to play a Phobie then, because if you have to choose between a Phobie and Bradshaw, you're like, well, who do I pick? I think if you play 4-3-2-1 with Fleming and Bradshaw in the middle, because Bradshaw has been assisting Fleming, he's been getting quite a few assists as well. So, and then you play a Phobie as the point man. He can hold up the ball, do some things, play off of people. That might be the way to go. Might be the way to go in the Rotherham game, because if you're going to do it, you might as well do it there. Maybe try it in the Sheffield United game as well, because it's a cup game. I'm sure you're going to be making the changes for that in terms of personnel. Also, if you play 3 in the middle, that will give you a chance to put Shackleton or Honeyman in there, because they apparently, or Styles even, because they don't want to play it out wide. They want to play in the middle. They kind of play in the middle. So that might be the way to go. The next game, play kind of a 4-3-3 / 4-3-2-1, going through the middle, and see how we do against Rotherham, because I'm sure they're going to try and pack the defence as well as Bristol City. So we'll see. We'll see what changes, if any, Rowett makes now. Again, a similar situation. We've got 2 days off now. We've got Friday off. We've got Saturday off. Then we play on Sunday, the 1st of January 2023. And you've got to think some changes will be made. But it's literally like this kind of mentality where, you can't change a winning team. Like, fuck off, man. They've got to play. They've got 2 days rest, and then they've got to play again. How about changing some of them? How about having like a fitness test and seeing how fit they are, and the ones that don't do too well, put them on the subs bench. Do something. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Like, as soon as I saw the team, I thought, here we go. Here we go. Unchanged. Are you sure? Is he having a laugh? 3 games in 6 days. Yeah, unchanged. Anyway, so yeah, let's move on now. We've got a story that came out way early in the morning, and it's related to the January transfer window exit. Isaac Olaofe. So this is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. So Stockport County are set to win the race for Millwall strikers. So this is confirmation. There's been a lot of speculation on Twitter, and so apparently they're saying it's Stockport County, Gillingham, and what was the other one? Colchester. That were the teams that were involved. But someone said Stockport County because apparently someone saw him there on Saturday or at their game when that would have been on Monday. So apparently that happened. I don't know. So, but Mill striker Isaac Olaofe is set to sign for Stockport County. We reported earlier this week that the Lions accepted bids from 2 League Two clubs for the 23-year-old. South London Press understands that Stockport will pay a 6-figure fee for Olaofe, and there will also be a sell-on clause as well as a buyback option inserted in their transfer. Yes, so this is a thing which came out with Danny Ballard transfer when Arsenal were looking to let him go. It's reported that because they had strict conditions on the sale, it wasn't just let's get as much money as we can. They put heavy restrictions on the sale. One of them was we get first option to transfer him if you want to sell him, which is interesting because what it basically means you're loaning the player out effectively, but he's not your player anymore. So it's a loan that isn't a loan, because especially a team like Arsenal, they loan him out or they sell him in air quotes. They sell him, but if they have first option to buy him back, they can. It's basically technically a loan. Because if they want to, they can just buy him back. If they don't, they say, okay, au revoir, thank you very much. So that seems to be what we're doing here with Isaac Olaofe. So if he does come on and grow at Stockport County, we get a chance to sign him back, and there's no red faces. Because if he does leave and pays a blinder, and then people decide to let him go and then end up stupid. But if they have the buyback option, that saves everyone's blushes. Olaofe has made 3 first-team appearances with the Lions this season, but did not look likely to break into Garrett's senior setup on a regular basis. He's previously had 2 successful loan spells with Sutton United, the first of which saw him chip in with plenty of goals as they won promotion to League Two. Indeed. So this looks to be progressing and looks to be moving on at quite a pace, and obviously January transfer window, I believe it's opening on January 1st, although that's a Sunday, so maybe not. Probably Monday's bank holiday as well, so well, it's opening in January, and we just don't know exactly when. And Idomu Maku, I believe that he's transferred that he will be allowed to play in the Rotherham game. Is he one to come in for the Rotherham game? Is that something that we could be doing? I don't know, but yeah, disappointing. Disappointing. Absolutely shocking. But you got to say the defense was good. Defense did really well. So it wasn't complete crap, but I mean, just toothless up front. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.